The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. He missed the complete. That is crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He sliced through. He tags Richard Eck.
Ten races ago, we rumbled through an exciting opening night for Season 2 in Martinsville. That brought us here, high atop the outlook deck of the Ponce de Leon Inlet Light in Florida's Secret Pearl, New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Two men enter this battle tonight with a shot at glory. Only one leaves with the championship trophy. It's a night for champions, and tonight, it's time for Saturday Night Short Track Racing in America on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel. Welcome back, everyone, and good evening to you. Last week, J.R. Shepherd earned his right to sit on the Iron Throne by winning at Lanier Speedway. Tonight, he looks to hold Donnie Moore back from a season of perfection. The battle is tight, the battle is on, and the battle is happening now. With the Temples Construction 100, with the Bootleg Racing League Outlaw Modifieds. In the booth with me tonight, fresh out of the car, from the iRacing 6 Hours of the Glen, Chris Scala. In the truck, twisting and tweaking the dials, the magnificent one, Joe Peak. Our man, Dougie Beard, handling the cameras tonight, as always. An amazing Technicolor streamed into your home through the worldwide wonder of the internet. Chris, tonight we stretch things out a bit here and get to work with some progressive banking. Why don't you wax poetically about the scene of our grand finale this evening?
Well, let's start as we sit at the Daytona International Speedway. We drive west on US 92, take a trip south on the 415, 10 minutes away to New Smyrna Speedway, which is where we are tonight. Get ready for the finale, 1 point separating two drivers from their chance to be atop of the Bootleg Racing League Modified Series throne. It's going to be a lot of fun. And what better track to do it at New Smyrna Speedway? Just shy of a half mile, 18 degrees of banking, progressive all the way up to the top. It's a fun track. Long straightaways, very tight corners, fast speeds here. And we got some great weather. 79 degrees, 79 degree track temperature, 65% humidity. It's a typical Florida summer day under the lights. And just to show you what we got here at New Smyrna Speedway tonight, let's take a look at our lap guide.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. My name is Brian Yazek and I'm going to be taking you for a spin around New Smyrna Raceway in the GSRC SK Modified. Turn 1 has a heck of a lot of banking into it. Dive it down, find that yellow line, watch the bumps. The other thing you're going to be paying attention for, as you see right there out of Turn 2, it's very, very slick with the way that the track falls away. Same situation down into 3 and 4. Find the yellow line, come back up. There's a little bump out of Turn 4 that might upset the car just a bit if you have another one on the outside of you. Diving back into Turn 2 again, bringing it right all the way out to this wall. Make sure that you don't hit it because it comes out in a way that you don't expect it to. Coming around once again, Turn 4, find the yellow line. You're going to have to be careful on corner exits. You'll see right here, it could sneak away from you and you could find yourself facing the inside wall in a heartbeat. Turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are pretty much the same scenario. This track has a lot of banking for a short track. It means it's going to put on a heck of a show today, and this is where we're going to wrap it up, coming out of Turn 4 for the final time underneath the start-finish line, and that completes your track guide to New Smyrna Raceway.
And that was a trip around New Smyrna Speedway in the Global Sim Racing Channel SK Modified. Now, we have caught up with Tim Knott. Tim's taking a second to get out of the car and speak with us here. Tim, good evening, sir. You're having a pretty good night, aren't you? Tim, we got you, buddy. All right, well, maybe we'll get back to Tim here in a second. He might be having some technical difficulties. Chris, that's all right. I'll tell you what. Let's look at the championship real quick. Let's get to the championship standings and throw those up here real quick. We talked about that 1 point separating the top. J.R. Shepard has a great run last week, takes a victory, jumps to the lead in the points by 1. Donnie Moore sitting back there looking to strike. Slated to start on the front row this evening. John Holcomb back there, 3rd place, 26 points back. Now, he doesn't need to worry about that battle in front of him. He's got to worry about Jeff Sharp and Tim Knott because they are right on his tail, and anything can happen here tonight at New Smyrna. It's going to be a great battle. I think I see Tim. He might be ready here. Let's see if we can get Tim in. Tim, are you there? Can you hear me, buddy? Okay, well, maybe we're not going to have Tim. I don't know. He might be having some technical difficulty. Chris, tell you what. Tell us a little bit about the series and what we'll be doing tonight here to get started.
We have the perfect storm in front of us tonight, Sean, and when I don't mean rain or virtual rain or anything like that, but tonight you got a situation, as you mentioned, J.R. Shepard being the point leader by 1 over Donnie Moore. J.R. won the race last week. Donnie finished 7th, which means Donnie starts 2nd, where J.R. starts 8th. That really could make this interesting tonight, but let's talk, as you mentioned, about the league itself. The top 8 inverted, which I kind of hinted at just now, and basically what that means is where you finished at the race in Lanier last week, well, you flip it, the top 8, so that means basically your pole sitter tonight will be Philip Temples. Donnie Moore will start 2nd. Sharp, Tim Knott, Holloway, Nuss, Neff, and Shepard, but with that said, top 8 inverted from last week. Fixed setup, 16 gallons in the fuel load, single file restarts, lap cars, shotgun on the field. In the back, way by rule in full effect. And again, the big key of tonight, you have what set of tires you have on your car. There's no tire changing allowed. If they do get caught, look for swift penalties into, I guess, would be next season when this time gets here. But they do have one fast repair if something does go wrong tonight when it is all over with. So we got a very exciting racetrack here. Again, a very fast track, very tight corners. So you're going to see some side-by-side racing here, Sean. Multiple degrees of banking. I'm really excited for what we're about to see as we crown a champion tonight.
All right, we're going to try and talk to Tim one more time. Tim Knott, are you there, my friend? Okay, Tim, last chance. Hit the button. Tell me if you can hear me. All right. Well, Tim having some difficulty with the mic there. I'm sorry about that, folks.
One of those speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, we tried. We tried to get Tim in. You know, the big news with Tim was, and one of the reasons we wanted to have him in, he won the Crooked Still Late Model Championship this evening. They ran just a little while ago, and that saw Brian Neff actually win that race, but Tim finishes 2nd and takes the championship there. So hats off to Tim Knott. Now, Tim also one of those guys battling for that 3rd spot on the championship podium. So big things in store for Tim Knott. But hey, let's talk about our sponsor real quick tonight. Temple's Construction Services, a small property management company that specializes in real estate-owned foreclosure and renovation industry. They service 24 counties in the Central Florida area. You can contact Philip Temples at 863-595-5808, Chris, right there in Central Florida.
That's a very cool place, and obviously a great area to be in Central Florida, especially during hurricane season. Knock on wood, you don't want everything happening, but definitely Temple's Construction Services take care of what you do there. So we appreciate them being a part of the race. And hey, let's talk a little bit about the points, Sean. Of course, we've talked about the battle. But how does the point structure happen? Basically, it starts with the winner getting 14 points, 2nd getting 13, 3rd getting 12, all the way down to the 11th place position where it becomes 4 points. 12th and 13th get 4. 14 through 16, 3, and then 17 through 22 points and 1 for the remaining finishers. However, I did learn tonight, and I spoke with Lowell Jewell off the air a little bit, and he was telling me about the points and how it's all set up and stuff. And one thing that we really haven't stressed tonight this season is, the case that somebody might miss a race. There's actually an 8-point provisional for those who miss one race, and it's only for one race. If you miss 2 or 3, then unfortunately those other 2 don't count. But I'd share that with the fans tonight, so when it determines how we crown the champion, I don't think it will affect the champion because both of them are here, but there could be other spots on the line with that provisional.
That's right, definitely. Now listen, with Season 3 coming up, tonight being the season finale, I want to remind everyone that the Bootleg Racing League has a title sponsor for Season 3, Lawrence Towing. Chris Eads over there is the man. He's the first title sponsor here for the Bootleg Racing League. They're out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and next season it will be the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series. But remember, guys at bootlegracingleague.com/sponsorship, they'd love to hear from you. Lowell and the guys are always looking for some marketing partners, and you can contact them there. Chris, tonight we talk about that championship battle, this track, blistering fast, half-mile oval, progressive banking. I think tire wear could be a factor here. It's a bit of a cheese grater. It's easy to make the right rear angry here if you're a little bit aggressive. What do you think?
Oh, I think we're in for a very fast, very interesting show tonight because you mentioned a cheese grater factor. This track was repaved about 9 years ago, 2007. And don't get me wrong, yeah, we're in Florida, but Daytona and you get parts north, they see seasonal weather. It gets cold during January and February time period. So the weather has played a role in this track, and that's part of the wear and tear that these cars are going to feel tonight. So tire wear is going to be very crucial when it comes to tonight's race. And one factor we need to look at when you talk about the battle between JR and Donnie. Yeah, it's a 1-point separation right now, but go ahead and put them on the grid. Technically, right now, Donnie Moore has a 5-point lead at the start of this race. It's going to come down to, now there are little factors that will say, okay, yeah, JR can still win the championship by beating Donnie, or by losing to Donnie, I should say, but for the most part, the winner will win the championship, the best finisher.
Yeah, and we talked about that already. Certainly, JR going to have a little bit of work to do, so yeah, everything on the line tonight for sure. Already had plenty of chance to run here this evening. Hot night for Brian Neff. We talked about it already. The super late model, that race went off here just before the modifieds. The Crooked Still Late model saw Brian Neff win. Tim Knott finished second, and John Holcomb finished third over there. And just before that, they ran the series finale of the Whiskey Run Truck Series. Brian Neff wins that race. Tim Knott finishes second, and John Holcomb third. So, you saw the podium, familiar places for those guys. Lots of mileage already here this evening. 150 laps for all three of them. Any three of those drivers could be big factors this evening too, Chris.
Oh, absolutely. There's so many. The competition here is so tight in the Outlaw Modified Series. We always look at practice times, but there's never a week where I'm not sitting here just amazed at some of the times. And I'll bring up tonight, Philip Temple's a 17.32. You got a 17.34 for Shepard, a 3.9 for Neff, a 4.0 for Holcomb, 4.08 for Knott, a 4.43. I mean, you got your top 6 drivers within a tenth. There's so many great drivers in this league. There's not really a night you can't say that all 15 have a shot legitimately to win a race.
Well, our Donnie Moore, it's been a pretty dominant season for him here in Season 2. He did win the Copper Line Legends series that ran on Tuesday night. He won that championship. Neff actually won the race Tuesday night there at Charlotte's Legends Speedway. That shows the exit for that series. And then the White Lightning 100, the limited late models, ran at New Smyrna right here Tuesday night. Phil Temples won that race. And Donnie Moore wins the championship over there. So, pretty busy week for Donnie Moore, and he looks to maybe get one more trophy tonight. We'll see. It's a long race. 100 laps, a long way to go. But he's looking to get a 4th championship. He also won the Whiskey Run. He also won the Whiskey Run Truck Series championship earlier this evening. I forgot to mention that. So, looking to take a 4th championship tonight. A lot of pressure on Donnie Moore to stay up front and keep her clean, Chris.
Absolutely, and with the 4th championship in mind, he's going to be starting in just about the perfect spot, outside pole. He's got JR back in the 7th position. It's the perfect setup for Donnie to take advantage of his starting spot, but we got to start the race, my friend.
Yes, we do, and I think it's time to set the grid. Let's do it one last time here in Season 2, the Bootleg Outlaw Modified Series. Easy for me to say. Let's talk about the pole. Phil Temples, sitting there inside of row 1. Only time they will start side by side tonight. All restarts are single file. Donnie Moore in 2nd on the outside. Jeff Sharp starting 3rd. Tim Knott in 4th. Mike Holloway starting 5th. Brian Neff in 6th. Chris, take it away.
Yeah, you got J.R. Shepard. He'll start inside row number 4. John Holcomb there on the outside. Lowell Jewell will start inside row 5. Alongside him will be Joe Marks. Rest of your starting lineup here out of the 15 cars that are here. Matt Shanoski, Tim Shanoski, the brothers will start there at row 6. We'll see some brotherly love there. Chris Wolfson, Ralph Connor in the 7th row. And then last but certainly not least, a name I don't think we've seen this year. Maybe I'm wrong, but Mike Allen.
Yeah, Mike, one of the newcomers to the series. We'll be seeing a lot of him next year. But Mike out here tonight and looking to lay down some good laps. Who knows? Maybe Mike can find his way to the front. Maybe take an inaugural victory here in the Outlaw Modified Series. But the lights are out on the pace car. They are coming around down the back stretch, side by side. Like I said, this is the only time you'll see them do it tonight, because then they'll go to single file on any restarts. But the last race just went 100 laps, green flag. We could certainly do it here. Donnie Moore would certainly have no problem with that. He's going to have to get by Phil Temples to do it. Here we go. The pace car is in. Phil Temples on the hammer. Across the start-finish line. He gets a great start.
Good start for Donnie Moore.
Yeah, Donnie kind of keep it up there towards the middle, but now he drops in and starts to make his charge on Phil Temples. They are side by side just behind. Jeff Sharp down on the inside, planting it down on the yellow line.
Hey, yellow line's your fast way around here. However, there's multiple degrees of banking, so don't be surprised to see this groove move up here this evening. But everybody pretty much single file back to, one car climbing a wall already to 50, 69 that is.
Yeah, that's John Holcomb. He's back under power. Lots of battling, almost 3 wide going across the start-finish line. J.R. Shepard right in the middle of that. The number 98 down on the bottom.
Tell you what, he's got to be careful. Shepard does.
He certainly does. He's got John Holcomb right up there on the outside. Now Lowell Jewell looking. Now Lowell steps in line just behind Holcomb. Holcomb in the Lawrence Towing SK Modified.
Now, really, one cool thing I do want to point out about New Smyrna Speedway, there is something called Little New Smyrna Speedway, and you'll see it, especially in the shot between 1 and 2 here as they go into turn 1 and 2. Look at the inside of the track. You'll notice there's another racetrack in there. Yes, it is a mini short track on the infield there, so pretty cool feature about this track.
I think they run Legends and Karts on that track, if I remember correctly.
Got a good battle towards the back here. Joe Marks going to make a pass on the 35 of Matt Shanoski, so move him up to the top 10 in the Jimmy John's car.
Joe looking to make a charge. Hey, just back up front real quick. Donnie Moore really not making any ground. Yeah,
Neff
here comes Neff.
Oh, that was close.
Yes, it was. Neff, Tim Knott almost took it up there. Neff looking to the inside, still trying to pull off the move.
Neff running away with the late model race just a little bit ago. He wants to get back up to the front and keep that momentum going, but Temple's right now, pretty good size lead, about a half second.
Great start to this race. Everybody stepping in line, burning down some really quick laps here to get it started. Looking out back here at Brian Neff from Tim Knott. And Neff is all over him right now. Looking to the inside. He almost makes contact there.
Tell you what,
out of the turn.
Temple's got loose off 4, and Donnie Moore is ready to pounce on him. That Irwin car is here. I know there was almost some contact back there about 5th, but I wanted to point out Donnie Moore is on the back bumper of the 19. Look what line he's running. He's up top already. Going to dime in the corner a little bit.
Yes, sir, he is. And you know who else is following that? Jeff Sharp is following that same line right behind him. Didn't quite that time. He caught me there. Now Tim Knott just trying to look to the inside of Jeff Sharp. Knott starting to get in a hurry. So's Brian Neff, still all over Tim Knott.
Good fight. Somebody just hit the wall. I heard that all the way up here in the booth. No caution. Nobody's around. So just a little tight, light smack of the wall. We continue under green, lap number 11.
Yeah, and a light smack of the wall you can get away with every now and then, but never a good thing. Tim Knott looking to the inside of Jeff Sharp, coming out of 2, dragon racing down the backstretch. Wheel to wheel with Brian Neff up top.
Neff going to try to make his mark on the outside there. Not going to be able to do so. Not pushing him up the track a little bit. Smart move there.
Knott almost laying the horn there to Jeff Sharp. Had no choice, nowhere to go.
All right, now, as I mentioned, it is a 4-point separation between Donnie Moore and J.R. Shepard as we go, and obviously we're very early.
Yes, sir. Early days in this race for sure. Phil, a little loose coming out of 2. Oh, Donnie looking to take advantage of that. He closes the gap just a little bit more, gets a nice run off of 4. Phil, he's going to be at your door knocking here, and he's second, buddy. Brian Neff in trouble,
trouble.
Right there.
Yep,
we got several cars around.
69, big one. 5-6 cars in it. Shanowski brothers are in it.
Chris Wolfson, I see you there. We're going to try and catch it on the replay here real quick.
My first thought was, where was J.R. Shepard? He made it through.
Yeah, it starts on the front stretch, Chris. And you see the contact there between Neff and Knott coming off the turn. Neff never able to really recover. Oh, what a tough break. Neff's car comes back up onto the racing surface, but all the trouble's up just above him. Looks like Neff's actually going to probably get away with that. Not too bad, but the rest of the field behind him.
I'm counting 7 cars in there at least in that mess. Wow.
Yeah, they're going to get that one fast repair, but this is early to have to take it. Boy, you sure don't want to have to take it early. Some of those guys, if they've got just a little bit of damage, may have to sit on that and maybe just race through it here for a bit. Like I said, it's early to play that card, Chris.
Yeah, John Holcomb's on pit road. You got Holloway on pit road. You got Ralph Connor on pit road. Just those 3 right now. Brian Neff is going to be the last car in the lead lap here, so he's got a situation. He's right behind the pace car with Temples leading. But J.R. Shepard moving up another spot to 5th, so now it is carry the 1, a 2-point lead between Shepard and Moore.
Well, Phil Temples did a great job of starting this race off, and he really just got a great jump on the start, and he's been eating up the clean air, and Donnie not showing a lot for him yet, but going to get a chance to restart this race with the single file restart, and I believe, is there going to be a wave by? I don't think so. I think Neff's going to have to fight for that position from the front. Well, the lights are still on the pace car, so we might be waiting one more lap before we get that. Chris, as we go through the field just real quickly, 19 laps into this race. Phil Temples is your leader. Donnie Moore, second. Jeff Sharp up third. Tim Knott in fourth. J.R. Shepard rounding out the top 5.
And Joe Marks, good run for him. He is up to the 6th position already. How about the Shanowski brothers? Matt and Tim, 6th and 7th, or make that 7th and 8th. They started 11th and 12th. Matter of fact, Joe Marks started 10th as we get 1 to go. So a lot of guys working their way through the field here, starting in the back and have worked their way up.
Yeah, and Neff getting the wave around. They're sending Neff and Ralph Connor are both getting a wave around right now. So those guys will get reset at the back of the field. Neff going to have a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah, but you know what? 80 laps to go. Still plenty of time here at the new Smyrna Speedway. Appreciate everybody watching us tonight.
All right, Chris, the lights are off. He's going to dive in. Pace car is in. Philip Temples on the loud pedal across the line. Still your leader. Donnie Moore maybe just fell asleep just a bit. Philip Temples really flexing the muscle coming across the line.
And
Jeff
nice clean.
Sharp. I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say nice clean restart for everybody here as I watch them off turn 4.
Yeah, and as we've alluded to a couple times, there is plenty of time to go. And this is a good place to be right now. Just settle in. Let's start putting down some laps and see if we can pick up a little bit every now and again and look for an opportunity for that opponent of yours to make that mistake. Not a lot of side-by-side racing yet, but we'll probably see some soon.
Tell you what, Donnie Moore about made that mistake last lap off turn 2. He came a piece of paper away from hitting the wall, and that could have been his night.
Well, you are carrying so much speed through these turns, and the momentum of the car really carries you up the track. And, you know, the car is the offset of the SK Modified. One of the unique things about the Modifieds, the Tour Modifieds and the SK Modifieds, those right wheels are sticking out. And it's a hard thing to judge sometimes. If you run them a lot, certainly get used to it. But, yeah, it's easy. That wall will come out and bite you.
That's the one thing you do not want is for the wall to reach out and grab you. I immediately think of Depeche Mode when I say those words.
Well, you know, the battle is heating up on screen. Donnie Moore is now working on it a little bit, starting to think, all right, can I set him up? Can I make a move on him? Can I get up there to the clean air?
Well, Donnie can catch him, but catching him's one thing, passing him's another, as you know.
That's right. Passing him is another. Absolutely. Checking in with Mike Allen.
Oh, Tim not getting loose off 4. Sorry to interrupt. The battle for the lead. Oh.
Yeah, Philip Temples makes a pretty big mistake there.
I think these cars are getting looser and looser. And you're starting to see Temples. I think that right rear's a little mad at him right now.
Yeah, well, you've got some guys digging. I mean, you know, listen, last race of the season, let it all hang out. Charge as hard as you can because it's your last opportunity to win one of these here in Season 2.
Oh, it is. And not to mention, there's just so much on the line. You got a huge battle. You got 3 cars going for third in the points. You got 2 going for the championship. There's just so much to gain tonight. Not to mention, you get that win and get that momentum going into the next season coming up.
You know, we talked about Mike Allen being one of the new guys here tonight. Mike's actually worked his way up to 9th place. Mike having a really good run. Started in 15th. The number 59 National Guard Amp Energy machine is running pretty hot. He's chasing the 77 of Tim Shinoski, who's got Matt just in front of him. So the family fair rages on. Chris Wilson back there sitting in 10th place, following Mike Allen. Nice little battle going on here in the middle of the field, Chris.
Yeah, you got Shinoski underneath Marks. This is a battle for the 6th position.
Ooh,
Joe almost caught the wall. But, yeah, the Shinoski brothers working together as the battle of foods here. The Hardee's sandwich car versus Jimmy John's. As J.R. Shepard has moved up to 3rd. And right now, they are tied for the points lead.
J.R. Shepard starting to make his, let's just say his charge. His getting ready to make his statement, put his stamp on this race. He's got a little bit of work to do, but he doesn't have much. He's getting there.
And right now, with the tie, Shepard has more wins. He has the 2 wins that he got recently. Donnie Moore with 1 as he goes for the lead. And again, something I brought up off the air to us, and I want to bring this up now, Sean. I don't know how the tiebreakers work in the Bootleg Outlaw Modified Series, but if Donnie Moore were to win this race, we would have a tie for wins and top 5s. Where does it go to next? Is it top 10s? Is it something else? This could really get interesting. Don't get me wrong, still got 3/4 distance to go.
Okay, so I had an answer to this last season at the end of last season, and I don't remember it, but I'm gonna research it real quick.
Temple's
oh!
No contact. He just lost it.
He certainly did. Philip Temples loses it coming out of turn 4. Just out of nowhere. We were riding on board with Donnie Moore. You see Philip getting into the turn here, and the car just goes around. He saves it too. Great job by Philip Temples to keep the car going, but man, he lost a bunch of positions there, Chris.
Look at our situation now. Donnie Moore leads, J.R. Shepard second. You can't make it up in racing, boys. You can't.
Yeah, and J.R. Shepard is closing. He's closing quick. He's got a fast hot rod. He's got his sights set on Donnie Moore. He knows his best chance to win is to get around Donnie Moore. That's his best chance to win this championship. Beat Moore.
Moore up the track, made a mistake there.
Oh, Moore's digging, man. He's digging, Chris.
Hey, this is where discipline comes in, Sean, because, yeah, you're 40 laps into a race. There's still plenty of time. Save your tires. Don't wear them out because it could hurt you later.
Racers race, and I think sometimes they don't think about those things. Just drive it as hard as I can, and by God, if the wheels fall off, they fall off, but I tried my hardest. And right now, J.R. Shepard is chasing as quickly as he can, just under a second behind and closing just a little bit every lap.
The question I ask is, how bad do you want it?
We're going to find out soon.
Hey, what good battle here. John Holcomb on the outside. 17 goes around.
And Chris Wilson's around. Oh, and that brings up the caution at lap 42.
Look like he got loose. We'll see the replay here on the screen.
It's on the GSRC replay. Wilson, maybe if we caught it just a little bit before that.
We got loose off 4.
Yeah, and then right there, hard to tell, but either he got loose or he got a little bit of help from behind. We'll take another angle at it here and see if maybe we can get a definitive look. On board here, we can see there's Wilson to the inside. Oh boy, just a little bit of nerf bar to nerf bar there, and that's really all it took to send him around, Chris. Tough break.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think he hit anything. I don't see any damage on the 17. Not to mention, nice save by Lowell Jewell in a 5. Just good, tough short track racing. No harm, no foul. Everybody gets away.
Yeah, the only problem is that positions are a premium here this evening. I mean,
very true.
Really, you lose them, you may have a tough time of getting it back, as we still see Brian Neff mired back there in 14th place. He got shuffled out on that first caution flag to the back of the field, got a wave around, and again, he's still trying to get his way back up. Again, positions are a premium. If you lose one, you may have lost it for the rest of the night. So, Donnie Moore going to have a little bit of work to do on this restart, Chris, because he's going to have J.R. Shepard breathing down his neck and hungry for his first championship here in the Bootleg Racing League.
Yo, and here's where you wonder how much this favors Donnie Moore. He won the 3 other championships here this week. Donnie might be able to use that experience and say, all right, hey, you've done this 3 other times this week. Just keep doing what you're doing. Where JR obviously hasn't been in this spot before.
Well, I'll tell you where JR has been before, and that's chasing. Okay, we've seen him chase down leaders, pass them, and win races this season. And I don't think Donnie Moore is exempt from that at all, especially tonight. I like J.R. Shepard's chances right now. He's worked hard to put that SK Modified back up here in second place, considering where he started this race and what we've seen already out here this evening and how hard it's been to pass. Hey, you need a little luck in racing too, and he's gotten a little bit of that also. But right now, he is sitting in a real pretty spot to take a championship home this evening.
Well, we'll have to see what happens. And one thing we don't want to overlook either, Sean, is that third place battle. As I look back here, Jeff Sharp is in that battle. He's third on the track. Look right there in fifth. Tim Knott, he's in that third place battle on the track. And the only guy who's struggling would be John Holcomb. He's been involved in a couple of the incidents. He's back in the 10th position right now in that third place battle for points. So we got that battle for the championship, but we got the battle for third also.
Yeah, well, Holcomb was the man securing that spot, and now he's not. So there we go. Pace car is in. We are now restarting this race. Donnie Moore still your leader. J.R. Shepard gets a pretty good start. Gets a good run on him off of 2. And Philip Temple's already looking to make a move on Sharp just behind. Philip Temple's to the inside. Looking for third. Already got it. Jeff Sharp gone. Here comes Tim Knott
Should mention Brian Neff, I think, got the wall off turn 2. No harm, no foul. We continue on. But, yeah, Tim not looking to make that move for 4th. Everybody else pretty much single file all the way to back to Brian Neff. Who goes Mike Wolfson.
Yeah, and you know what? Neff's dominance not continuing into the modified tonight. Tough night for him here in the modified. Joe Marks on the charge. He's up to 6th. Got Tim Knott right up in front of him. Knott still trying to work out a move on Jeff Sharp. Getting pretty impatient. Almost laid the horn to him right there. They come across the start-finish line. Tim looking to get a run on him here in the turn. Gets up towards the middle of the track. Tries diving it off a little bit. Doesn't quite work out. Jeff Sharp still able to hang on to 4th place. Up front, nothing's changed much. Donnie Moore still hanging on to it. Jeff Sharp just kind of biding his time. Taking it easy. Still ways to go. We've just past the halfway point. 49 laps to go. Chris, we got a barn burner on our hands, buddy.
This is what we've had all season long. We've had wild finishes every week here in the Bootleg Outlaw Modified Series, and why not have it again here? The final race of the season. Finish it off with a bang as we wrap it up and crown a champion here in just a few minutes. So keep watching. We got fun here all the way around. They got battles for the lead, battle for 3rd, battle for 6th. One car getting loose. Tim not there for 5th, but this is just awesome to watch. I'm almost like just a fan watching this now.
All right, Chris, I got the tiebreaker rules for you. And
one car
we got trouble back there. Brian Neff with trouble again.
Shinosky got in the wall. Tim, that is.
Yeah, Tim was at the 77, and Tim Shinosky has trouble, and Neff was right there. Neff able to get free of that, just barely. Woo!
You may now share your rules, sir.
Well, we're watching the replay on the screen, and you see Shinosky clip the wall. Neff's got to make an evasive move. Tim does a really good job of keeping it up there in the wall, actually, and not getting it back into the racing line. Bringing out another caution flag. Great job by Tim Shinosky.
Sean, the fight is on, officially.
Yeah, here he comes. J.R. Shepherd is battling, looking to the inside.
How bad do you want the championship now, Mr. Ambrose?
Well, I don't think I want it as bad as J.R. Shepherd does. Donnie working pretty hard up there. Let's go to the tiebreaker just real quick, okay? First tiebreaker, number of wins in the season. Second tiebreaker, number of top fives in the season. Third tiebreaker, number of top 10s in the season. And we got to go to 4. Season's average finish.
You just answered it right there, Sean. And as J.R. Shepherd's going to look low for the lead, Shepherd should just sit back right there, because if this ends the way it is, Shepherd's a champion because of more top 10s.
Well, so there you go. There's our answer. Shepherd, though,
he wants to win.
I don't know if he's going to be just settled for not getting a victory this evening. He's anxious. I'm watching this happen here, and he's just looking for another chance. Look to the inside, just like now. Getting a little bit of bite there off of 4 and can't quite get to Donnie. And that's not going to be the last we see of that, Chris. That's probably going to... Yeah.
What you don't want to do is take each other out.
No, you don't want to do that. That would not be a good end to this evening. I don't think that's going to happen, but JR looks like he's playing with him right now, honestly. Never seen... trouble. We got a caution flag. We got a trouble on the track.
Oh, front straightaway to 17. Holloway's in, and also to 31.
So we have Wolfson getting in trouble, and Wolfson losing it off of 4. Tries to correct, he can't do it, but it looks like just before that, who is that had trouble right before him? Oh, that was Tim Holloway. I'm sorry, Mike Holloway, and a number 31, he went around. So that was 2 separate incidents, and I'm wondering which one actually brought the caution flag out, but I'm thinking that might have been Chris Wolfson, who got tangled up earlier, and I'm looking to see here. No, he hasn't been in the pit, so I think he's still got that fast repair to use. It looks like Chris might be able to get back on the track if he doesn't blow it up first, because, brother, it's time to bring out the barbecue, because the Wolfson team's got a smoker.
Oh, I'm looking at more of like mosquito repellent. Summertime in Florida, we got the mosquito repellent out tonight, and that's what I think Wolfson's done. He's went out and sprayed the track. Everybody should be safe now, officially, from mosquitoes and any kind of those weird viruses you're hearing about in other countries. But nonetheless, yeah, we could get the barbecue up too. We got to figure out what Mr. Peak there is barbecuing back behind us. Maybe some brats or something.
Gator, baby.
Hearing gator tail.
We're
All right,
grilling gator tonight, man. Yes, sir. We got gator on tap. And we got Donnie Moore still in the lead of this race. Let's give you the top 5. Donnie Moore first. J.R. Shepard sitting in second. Phil Temple's up to third. Not up to third. He's hanging on to third right now. But Jeff Sharp, fourth place. Tim Knott still looking to make that move on Jeff Sharp. He's sitting in fifth. Tell you what, Chris, has been an exciting race, but it is winding down. Only 36 laps left to go now. Forget early days. It's time. We are here, and we've arrived to settle this championship. This could be the last green flag of the night. We're about to find out.
Well, and I wanted to throw another shout out too to the guy in 7th position. You mentioned making his debut tonight in my last race. How about Mike Allen at AMP National Guard 59 car running in the 7th spot? He started shotgun Sally on the field, and here he is now in the 7th spot. And doing a great job, and who knows, he get a couple more cautions. He could be in the battle to pull off the upset here at New Smyrna, but I think with the championship on the line, I think it's going to take some fenders and a whole lot of beating and banging to probably steal it from one of these two up front.
Hey, Chris, lights are still on the pace car. Just want to take a quick moment. Want to shout out to Richard Losberg, Global Sim Racing Channel's own. One of the guys been here since the beginning. Richard, a little bit under the weather this week, buddy. I know you're home there in Australia, taking care of yourself. Hope everybody else is gathered around, taking care of you too. We miss you, and our thoughts, prayers, and hope for a speedy recovery are with you, my friend. We'll see you back on the track soon.
Well said, Sean. And pace car's off.
And here we go. Back to green flag racing.
Donnie slowed him up, and JR said, dude, you better get going, and put it to him.
He did, just a bit. Here comes JR. He's not playing around. JR, he wants this trophy. He wants this championship. I don't know if he knows he's got it by just sitting there in second, but I'll tell you what, victory is all he can think about right now. Donnie Moore, all he can think about is just somehow holding him off and hoping.
Think they both almost lost it off too.
Yeah, they did. Both exploring the limits of their machines right now here on a Saturday night. Philip Temple's right now pretty content to sit in third.
I think they both have said, Sean, it's time to put the hammer down. No, you're not.
Well, Jeff Sharp and Tim Knott having their own little battle. Remember, they're battling for third place in this championship. John Holcomb stuck back there in 9th place, going to reverse. J.R. Shepard looking to make a move. Oh, and he doesn't quite pull it off, Chris.
Tell you what, Philip Temples might play caution is out again. Oh, the 59. I did the broadcaster's curse to Mike Allen.
Oh, and Mike makes a little bit of contact coming off of 4 cars, slides down to the inside, hits basically a tank slapper on the inside retaining wall. You see him go around there. Oh, not quite a tank slapper. The right front hits it hard. Yeah,
Holcomb's at it. I officially have Yaziked Mike Allen. And you see on the replay, and Mike just underneath there on the bottom and just lose it. And you see Holcomb looks like his own separate incident or something there. He's going to get involved in that. But both of them just lose it, hitting the wall, but brings the caution out again. We regroup them up.
Chris, tires starting to fall off just a bit, buddy. We've been talking about it all night. Last race of the season, these guys are using them up. They're going to pack these machines up at the end of the night, put them away for a couple of weeks, and probably pull out new cars for next season. they're expending everything they have. Damn the tires, we don't need them.
No, we don't need them.
Well, Donnie going to get another chance here to hold off J.R. Shepherd. It's been a great race. Can Donnie Moore hang on and win this race? I don't know if it'll make much of a difference. If JR can hold on to second, I think we've pretty much determined he gets the championship.
Yeah, I mean, if everything goes down right now, correct me if I'm wrong, there's no bonus points for leading a lap, correct?
That is correct.
So with that said, yeah, it comes down to straight up how you finish, which would mean they would tie right now for the points. They would both have 2 wins. They would both have 8 top 5s. However, JR has 1 more top 10 than Donnie Moore.
Well, I'll tell you what, the battle we really need to keep an eye on now is going to be the battle between the battle we've got going on between Jeff Sharp and Tim Knott, because John Holcomb now have falling all the way to the back of the field after that incident. This caution flag runner right now, it's up to Sharp and Knott to take it away, and those two riding with each other all night. Knott wants to press the issue, but he doesn't want to wreck Jeff either. But at some point, somebody's going to have to get out of the way. They want that 3rd place on the championship podium.
You know what? And it's been a fight, and it's going to come down to it. How bad, again, do you want it? I know I've said that about 15 times tonight, but it's when it comes down to it, that's exactly what it says right now. You got to ask yourself, Chris or Sean or Joe, how bad do you guys want it? That's all right. And that's what you put the throttle down and you go get it.
The lights are out on the pace car. They're coming down the back stretch. Your top 5, Donnie Moore, J.R. Shepherd, Philip Temples, Jeff Sharp, Tim Knott. Joe Marks is 6th, Matt Chnosky 7th, Lowell Jewell 8th, Brian Neff 9th, Holloway 10th. Here we go. Coming through 3 and 4 of the pace car. Getting ready to duck down. Donnie Moore taking him off out of the corner a little slow.
He slowed him up again.
He slowed him up again, yeah, but J.R. Shepherd having none of it. He takes off right with him. Heads up to the top of the track, then looks down to the bottom. Coming off of 2.
Look at the fight in the middle here.
Yeah, big fight in the middle of pack 4 cars, side by side, heading through 3 and 4. Donnie Moore taking care of business up front.
Lowell drives it into Chnosky. Up and down the wall they go.
Neff gets caught up in that. Oh, man. We got Matt Chnosky on his lid, twisting and turning all over the place, Chris.
Yeah,
picking
Lowell
it up on the replay.
You're going to see Lowell makes a mistake and just drives it too deep into 1.
Too deep, or he just ran out of tires or brakes, one or the other. But the real tough loser in that, Brian Neff, just, man, nowhere to go at all.
Ugh.
Just gets pinned up there up top. Damage to the front of that SK Modified.
Unfortunately for the 35, his Hardy car just became a Carl's Jr. car.
Oh, that's a good one. They'll be calling. Well, here we go. 20 laps to go. It's time to boogie. It's time to get this race going. I think we're going to get a green flag finish tonight. I'll be shocked if we don't. It just seems like this championship has got to come down to a green flag finish. The battle again between Jeff Sharp, Tim Knott, it rages on. Philip Temples is the only thing that sits between those two of actually one of them actually getting on the race podium this evening. Such excitement up here at the front of the field. Heartbreak for John Holcomb, who really all he had to do was come out this evening, take care of business, and he could have had a third place on the championship podium. But yeah, John looks like his night might be done. He's still in the pit stall, now sitting 7 laps down. And it's going to be a tough night for Matt Chnosky too. But everybody else still on the track running.
Yeah, it's been a great race so far. 13 out of the 15 cars still running. Everybody but Ralph Connor on the lead lap. So very tight field. And again, we're in for a wild 17 laps.
You know, I'd like to ask our director, what would JR do for a Klondike bar? Not quite sure. Not quite sure. Tell you what, folks, I want you all to chew on that and think about it. Get back to us, Race 1, Season 3 in just a couple of weeks. Chris. We're getting ready to restart this race. 50, who was that? Just got the wave around. That was Ralph Connor getting the wave around. Donnie Moore has got to just got to be a little hot under the collar right now. He's got JR sitting back there. I think he probably knows this championship is not his unless something happens to JR.
You know what, though? Donnie, he's a little nervous, but at the same time, I'm thinking he might be okay because, he's like, I'm in the lead. They keep wrecking. He can't pass me.
Yeah, well, he is certainly proven to be a real threat on the restarts. So the last two restarts, he's really kind of stacked them up and dictated how the rest of the field was really going to get off the line. And J.R. Shepherd on that last restart stayed right with him. He wasn't buying any of it. So now the thought is, what's going to happen here on this one? We're about to find out as the Ford Mustang pace car peels off. Here comes Donnie Moore, and he's on it quick.
Nice job by Donnie.
Yeah, he jumped at that time.
I was just thinking he needs to slow it down earlier and speed up this time just to kind of keep it different on the restarts, and he did that.
I'll tell you what, I had a feeling he might jump at that time, and he did. Gets a really nice start. Now J.R. Shepherd starting to get to work here just a bit. Rolling up his sleeves, heading into one. Tell you what, Philip Temple starting. Oh, Philip Temple's getting loose. Oh! J.R. Shepherd got him. Philip Temple's doing a good job of getting on the binders there. Everybody gets around. I think Jeff Sharp got just a piece of him.
That was one of those, he lost it and Sharp finished him.
Just as I thought, Phil was starting to make a run there. Oh, Sharp does make a little bit of contact. Great job by Philip Temples, though, really getting on the brakes and settling down. The car not moving. Everybody be able to make a good decision and get around him.
Yeah, you online racers watching tonight, keep that in mind. Sharp. As you ride with Jeff Sharp here, when you spin like that, it's best to lock it down, not let your car roll because you're mad.
Yeah, and it was really a fine example. What Phil, great racecraft there by Philip Temples. Yes, you can have great racecraft even when wrecking, Chris. I'm a firm believer in that.
Oh, absolutely, and that just comes down to discipline when it's all over with. I mean, you get and don't get me wrong, those young rookies in iRacing and stuff that they get spun out, they get all mad, and their first thought is, well, let me try to straighten the car out, and they go and hit something else, where the best thing to do, lock it down. You got the F3 on your screen, look at it. See where everybody else is as Matt Shinosky gets the wave around. Look where everybody else is. You don't have nobody around, spin it around and get going again. No harm, no foul.
Well, the question was on that last restart, what would JR do for Klondike Bar? He'd use the chrome horn. He might just have to do that to get a win tonight because Donnie's been really good on these restarts.
The problem is Donnie has used every trick in the book on JR now. So the question now comes down to is JR needs to realize, and I'm trying to be in JR's head right now. He's like, okay, the last two restarts previously he was slow and then took off. Where the last one he was actually backed off earlier, took off. He needs to watch where Donnie is, where the pace car is. If the pace car is way out ahead, Donnie's going to get a quick stop, or starts. Easy for me to say.
Yeah, it was.
Where if he's tight up to the pace car, then you know what, he's probably going to back down and then go. So JR just needs to be prepared, look at the pace car, see where Donnie is and relate, and just be ready. That's the only thing he can really do.
All right, well, the lights are not out. We're going to have one more trip around. We're going to restart this race as Matt Shinosky gets his wave around. We'll restart this race, it looks like, with 9 laps to go, Chris. 9 laps to victory, 9 laps to a championship. J.R. Shepherd, you know what? I don't know if these two actually looked at the scenarios before this race started. One would think they probably did. You've got to care. You've got to want to know. I'm thinking they probably have a pretty good idea right now, but maybe not. Who knows? Maybe their only mission in life right now is just to win this race. Donnie Moore going to do everything he can to hold off J.R. Shepherd. I'll tell you what, 2 drivers that have now made it up into that popcorn position, fighting for it at least, are going to be Jeff Sharp, Tim Knott. Here comes the pace car off. Donnie Moore slow to the pedal again, and now he's off.
And JR's right there.
Yeah, JR didn't waste any time. He stayed right with him. Gets a nice start. already reeling him in just a bit, heading down the backstretch. Everybody else off to a good start. Tim Knott thought about the inside of Jeff Sharp, but then thought better of it.
And we got to be aware. We got to be aware, Sean. The point of no return, as I call it, lap 95. You get the 5 to go. There's no green, white checkers.
Ooh, baby, Donnie Moore. He was a little wicked off of 2 there. J.R. Shepherd able to close just a little bit. J.R. getting a really nice run off the bottom of 4. That's where he's able to really close on Donnie.
I know we're watching a battle for the lead, but I'll share real quick. Lowell Jewell going to battle Joe Marks for the 5th spot. You might see it in the back of the, to the right there of the cameras where the leaders are. So just wanted to point that out as this battle's on for the lead. Looks like Joel Lowell did clear him.
That's all right. Tell you
Something
what,
like
Jeff Sharp's gotten away from Tim Knott. Looking to take 3rd of this race, and that 3rd of this race would definitely mean he takes 3rd of the championship. But J.R. Shepherd's starting to get a little impatient. He's starting to maybe try to set Donnie up here for a move. Can he do it? Can he pull it off?
It's going to take one mistake.
I'll tell you what, Donnie's looked a little loose off a couple of times. Don't want to wish any ill will on him. Certainly don't want to put the commentator's jinx on him, but he's got to hang on.
Hey, remember the Martinsville finish?
Certainly do.
What if we end the season like we began it?
And I'll tell you what, with the way this season has gone, I wouldn't be shocked. Oh, there's J.R. Shepherd right to him. There they are on screen, battling here in the closing laps. Only 3 laps to go. J.R. Shepherd's gotten about as close to him tonight as he has all night. Oh, this is going to be great to watch. They come across the line. Loose. I told you that car is wicked. Donnie's car is wicked, man. He's got the tongue hanging on at it right now. Oh, the caution flag is out. Donnie Moore is going to win this race as he comes into turn 3.
The 59's on his hood.
And Donnie Moore is going to come across. Yellow flag is out. He's going to win this race. J.R. Shepherd's going to finish 2nd.
I think that means JR is going to be the champion.
What a mess back there. As we watch the replay, you see Mike Allen get up on his lid.
There's a initiation period for Mike.
Yeah, welcome to the Outlaw Modified Series there, Mike. But he goes for a wild ride and slide. The white flag is out. We're coming across. Donnie Moore is going to win this race. The checkered flag is out. Donnie Moore is your winner this evening. Yes, the fireworks are going off. Donnie Moore, the winner of the Temples Construction Services 100 here at New Smyrna Speedway. What an evening of racing for you here, race fans. J.R. Shepherd going to take home 2nd. Jeff Sharp in 3rd. Well, I thought we'd get a green flag finish. We almost did. Didn't quite work out for us. But I'll tell you what, we still saw a pretty great race, Chris.
Yes, we did, and I'm actually working right now to... Yep, Lowell Joel just confirmed it. J.R. Shepherd is the new champion of the Bootleg Outlaw Modified Series. It had to be by tie.
Wow, we get to the tiebreakers on it, and J.R. Shepherd is your champion. Don't want to slight Donnie Moore's win.
No,
but
not at all.
Unfortunately, it goes for... 2nd place in the championship hunt. J.R. Shepherd really, the second half of this season was really key for him. He's been strong. Strong in every race. I honestly, since really the third of the way through the season, he's just every Saturday night has been one to watch and put on quite a show. Congratulations to J.R. Shepherd and his championship this season. Congratulations to Donnie Moore on his big victory tonight here in the Temples Construction Services 100 at New Smyrna. We're going to take a quick break, catch our breath, pay some bills, and we'll be right back. And we are back here on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel. Saturday night short track racing in America saw the Temples Construction Services 100 go off this evening. Our results tonight saw Donnie Moore win this race. J.R. Shepard comes home second. That's good enough to get him a championship. And I'll tell you what, an impressive outing by both of them. Jeff Sharp finishes third. Tim Knott in fourth. Lowell Jewell finishes fifth this evening in the number 5. Joe Marks sixth. Brian Neff manages to get back to 7th place. Chris Wolfson in 8th. Chris, take the rest of the field.
Yeah, finishing in the 9th position is Philip Temples, who had that tough ending. He was running up there in the top 10 the whole time. He finishes in the 9th position, right top 3, I should say. Tim Shanoski finishing in the 10th position. Ralph Connor in 11th. 12th finisher, Mike Allen, who had a rough debut, ran well. Got to give him props for his debut race. Did run well, unfortunately flipping out in the end, I guess we'll call it. Finishing 12th, Matt Shanoski 13th, Holloway 14th, and John Holcomb, unfortunately, going to lose that third in points. He'll finish unofficially 5th in points and finish 15th in the race.
And quite a race that was. But I do believe you have caught up with Jeff Sharp. Sure, he's got to be pretty excited. Big night for Jeff. Chris, have you found Jeff down there yet?
Yeah, I got Jeff. He's actually celebrating with his team, congratulating him on a big season here in the Bootleg Outlaw Modified Series. Jeff, you started all but 2 races. You missed 2 races, and you still come out 3rd in points. That's something to be proud of.
Yeah, I'll take that. It was a good season. Had a lot of fun. I just want to thank Lowell for putting on this league. He's a great guy and appreciate everything he does.
Talk about the racing tonight, New Smyrna. Very exciting. Had to save the tires a little bit. You ran up there in the front, had to avoid some accidents, and come out 3rd. Did you feel like you had anything for those top 2, or were you content in 3rd?
I was just doing all I could to hold off Tim. He was really giving me a run for my money, and I feel real bad about getting into Phil there. With about 14 to go, he kind of lost it. I just couldn't avoid him.
Well, you did a great job this evening when it was all over with, and reflecting back a little bit to this season, you got your win back at Stafford. That your biggest moment of the season?
Yeah, and this race too. This was a tough race. The track was slick.
Well, Jeff, you great job this evening. Unofficially 3rd in points. Congratulations on the fun season. We'll see you next season. Any other comments you want to make?
Just congrats to JR. Ran a great season.
Absolutely, and congratulations to you, Jeff. Appreciate your time as always. And Sean, I believe you have the runner-up in points?
I certainly do. Tonight's winner, Donnie Moore. Caught up with him here in Victory Lane. Donnie, great victory for you, but it maybe is just a bit bittersweet because the championship didn't work out for you. Real sorry to see that, bud, but I am real happy to see you get a win here in the season finale here at New Smyrna. Congratulations, my friend.
Oh, thanks, Sean. I appreciate it. Yeah, I couldn't be more disappointed after a win. It's too bad. I did what I had to do, but so did JR, so hats off to him for winning the championship. The past 2 seasons, I've scored the most points, and I've got nothing to show for it. Both seasons, it's a little disappointing. But, it goes back to the very first race at Martinsville when I had bad connection issues, and I had to disconnect, and I got a 13th. That's way back then.
Chris, do you want to comment on that? Because we've been talking about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was trying to remember back to that Martinsville race, and Donnie, I know that was definitely a tough one, but something to be proud of tonight. You did everything you were supposed to do tonight. Obviously, you can't control what JR does, but you did everything in your power tonight, and I think that's something you can be proud of.
Well, it makes me more determined to come back next season and win the dang thing. But hats off to JR. Guys like him, they're a great addition to the league, and you got to get better if you're gonna race with the likes of him.
Yeah, and JR, you just talked about it. Guys that got better. Things certainly didn't start off great for him this season, but man, when he started to come on, he really came on, didn't he, Donnie?
He really did, yeah. He's, it's amazing to me. I think I mentioned it last week how he's only won 2 races because he's always right there, and he's going to be even tougher next season.
Well, Donnie, you're a class act, my friend, and we always are just so excited to have you up here with us and talking to us after the race or before the race. But do me a favor, one last time this season, get a plug out for that great sponsor on your car, please.
Okay, Sean, before I do that, thanks to Phil Temple's Construction Services for sponsoring us tonight. And you know what, geez, there's hundreds of sim racers out there who would probably love to race in this league, and I'm just really feel fortunate to be part of this league, and all the guys at it. The hats off to Lowell and all the guys BRL, and I'm just really excited to have partnership with you guys for next season. New sponsors on hand, so everything's really good. And my sponsor is along with Earn Tools is the SPCA. It's just. Get your pet spayed, neutered. That's the biggest thing.
Well, Donnie, thank you. And hey, listen, it doesn't go without just a little bit more congratulations. I mean, you did win 3 championships in season 2. You've got to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah. That's honestly, though, another shout out to the Legends guys. I mean, I was just very, very lucky there. I mean, if a guy like Ron Henry ever showed up, you're racing for second, and JR's very, very fast. So that was just a fluke there. But thanks.
Well, congratulations, Donnie. We can't wait to see you in season 3. We'll catch up with you soon. Safe travel to you, my friend. We'll see you in a couple weeks. And that was Donnie Moore, our winner this evening, and always a winner in our hearts, but going to have to settle for second in the championship because tonight's second place finisher, J.R. Shepard. You know what? Second place, not a bad place to be, J.R., but I'm going to let Lowell just real quickly give the big news of the night and hand over a little, let's just say, ceremonial internet hardware here real quick. Lowell, take it away, my friend.
Thanks, Sean. We had to quit calling JR a rookie about halfway through the season. He just wasn't acting like one. This is, I think, our second season in a row we've had to go to the tiebreaker. It's certainly been exciting to watch from behind, of course. JR, we appreciate you joining the league and racing with us. Congratulations, 2016 Season 2 champion.
Thanks, Lo. Man, this feels great. I love racing in this Bootleg Racing League. It's a lot of fun, very, very competitive, and I think that shows the number of winners this year.
So, JR, I've got to ask you real quick, my friend. Did you know that you were safe there in second? I mean, was there any urgency to win this race?
I actually didn't know. I thought I had to get by Donnie just to be safe because I didn't know how the top 5s or top 10s came down to. And I was expecting Donnie to run well, but I wasn't expecting him to win the night, to be honest with you. So I wasn't sure how the tiebreaker was going to fall.
You know, we speculated towards the end of the race just about that very thing. Chris and I had that conversation, didn't we, Chris?
Yeah, I was going to say, so apparently JR is one of the rare ones who don't watch the stream while he's racing, which is a good thing because that could cause him to wreck a little more. But no, JR, you did a great job. And I think back to April 9th, did you expect that would be the night that would decide the championship when it's over with?
It very well could have been. I mean, that's the thing. It doesn't come down to tonight's race. It goes throughout the whole year. And Donnie's been an amazing competitor. I have a ton of respect for him. And I didn't think it would come down to being this close, but it did.
JR, I got to ask, are we going to get a sponsor on that car for next season?
I definitely need to now, for sure. So we'll see what I can pull off.
Well, I mean, the sponsor sign's got to be hanging out the window, buddy. You just took home a championship. The line's got to form to the left, right?
Certainly hope
the left
so,
or the
man.
right?
That's right.
JR, congratulations. So great to see you come in here and put on the performance you did this season. We talked about it with Donnie. Maybe things didn't start off great for you, but man, once you started to come on, I mean, you've been unstoppable. You've been a force the whole second half of this season. A lot of practice. What's your secret?
Really, I've studied past seasons, past races, and in this SK modified, you really gotta know how to drive it. You can wear your tires out easily. You can get the thing loose real easy. So it just came to me a little bit after a few races, and got a little confidence racing with these guys that I could go up there and run up front occasionally. So that's just how it worked out.
Well, it worked out pretty well indeed. It's been a great season. Certainly, you're going to be back for season 3, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Well, we'll just kick that off in just a couple of weeks here. You going to be ready for Martinsville?
I think so. That's definitely a fun track. It's a very technical track. Getting into the corner and making sure you've got enough drive off. So I look forward to that. And before we're done here, I want to thank Phillips Construction for sponsoring the race tonight. And I know we've got a sponsor for next season with Lawrence Towing. Look forward to them being on board, and hopefully we can represent them well.
Well, we've already started off by doing that with that great plug there for him there, JR. And we thank you. It's been a great season. We're going to talk to Lowell here for just a moment, but congratulations again to you. And we will see you in Martinsville in just a couple weeks, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Sounds awesome.
Well, Lowell, what a fantastic finale to this season 2 here in 2016. And I don't think it's any real secret yet, but our relationship will continue here in just a couple weeks on July 9th. We're so excited. How about you, my friend?
Still coming down from this one. It seems like it gets better and better every season, and I don't know. Just couldn't ask for anything more. It's so much fun. You guys see every week how close everybody is. That's what makes it so hard to pass, and that is what makes it so fun. I try for 2 laps to pass somebody, and whether I make the pass or not, I'm smiling ear to ear. And we are happy that we're going to be back with GSRC yet again. 2 weeks in Martinsville, buddy.
Yeah, and we've got a whole new schedule for season 3. We're gonna set Tuesday nights for the side for just a little bit because we got big news coming about 2017. But the format's going to change just a bit on Saturday nights, isn't it? We're going to see a little bit different action out there.
Yeah, we'll start the night with a limited late model race, 100 laps, followed up by the normal super late models, and then this series, a little different, a little less headaches, I guess, freeing up Tuesdays, but it won't be long. We'll be back on Tuesday night.
And that'll probably be in 2017 when we hear iRacing is probably going to get that dirt track racing up in the Outlaw Modified series. Well, not just the Outlaw, not the Outlaw Modified series, but the Bootleg Racing League. Certainly going to be one of the first to dip their toes in the dirt track waters. Or the dirt track sand, not waters, right? And we'd have mud.
I feel like quicksand, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
We are definitely ready. We're just waiting for iRacing to start throwing some dirt at us.
Chris, got something for Lowell? I think you wanted to ask him a question.
I know we're looking ahead to next season already, but I don't want to leave this season behind yet, Lowell. I see somebody got a top 5 this evening.
Somebody was on fire, wasn't they?
Talk about that. You had a good battle with Joe Marks at the end.
Yeah, that was fun. I had a couple spots where luck, but it was fun. I had just as much fun in the super lates, working my way up through the field, which is a little odd for me, but I'll take it. Feel like I wasn't dragging an anchor behind me tonight.
Yeah, Lowell had the old SK Modified hooked up this evening, and I'm sure you'll be hooked up again in Martinsville here in a couple of weeks. We look forward to getting it started with you, my friend. It's been a great season. Certainly one for the history books. You know, we didn't even begin to mention the fact that this season started off with 8 different winners and 8 different races, Lowell. Did you ever expect you'd see that in one of your seasons?
No, that's definitely a first, and we might see if we can make it 9 for 9 next season.
Yeah, well then maybe I'll have to offer that dinner to Chris again, and maybe he'll actually get it next season. But
Still waiting on it.
There'll be no payoff, sir. They didn't have a different winner every race. So sorry about that, Lowell. We'll see you down the road here in just a couple weeks in Martinsville, my friend.
All right, thanks, Sean, Chris, Joe. See you in 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
And that was Lowell Jewell, driver of the number 5 lead guy here in the Bootleg Racing League. Great guy and great organizer and administrator of this league, Lowell. We thank you, my friend, and I'll tell you what. Remember, this series, the Outlaw Modified Series, they'd love to work with you. They'd love to bring on some more race sponsorships and some marketing partners. You can find them at the bootlegracingleague.com/sponsorship. Chris, it's been a great season, my friend. Who knows what season 3 is going to bring, but I'm sure it's going to be exciting. We're going to see some new drivers and plenty of action.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure. I know I'm still working my plans out for season 3. I know you'll be back, and hopefully I can get back in the seat and be able to watch these guys. I had a blast, going into a league back in April that I was like, okay, never heard of these guys, don't know what's going on. Did some research and looked them up and watched a few races, and all of a sudden it was like, man, these guys put on a show. We had a side-by-side finish for the win at Martinsville to kick off the whole season, and it's been nothing but excitement the whole time. I've had a blast. I want to thank, obviously, you and everyone for all the fun, and let's do it again in 2 weeks.
Let's do it. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Chris. Been a great season. A pleasure. Just a pure pleasure of mine to work with you, my friend. Got lots of people to thank, though, real quickly. I take a second to thank our race sponsor, Temples Construction Services there in Central Florida. Contact Philip Temples at 863-595-5808. He will get you all fixed up. But let's get into the close of this race and thank some very important people. The streaming equipment used, iRacing.com, Motorsport Simulations, XSplit, Audio Technica Corporation, Aver Media USA. Additional thanks, of course, go to Dougie Beard. I don't know what we'd do without his camera sets, but he brings the action to you every week. And these camera angles, we can't thank him enough. Our music brought to us by Eric Echolm and Casey Lalonde. You can see them on screen there, and that's how you get in touch and get their music. Stay up to date with the Global Sim Racing Channel at globalsimracingchannel.com. We're on Twitter at GSR Channel. We're on Facebook, Global Sim Racing Channel. Find us there. You want more series you want more information about the Bootleg Racing League, you can find them on Facebook too, Bootleg Racing League, or at bootlegracingleague.com. Fans, you can read weekly race recaps written by Chris Wolfson at iRacing News. Chris, 2 weeks. Talk to us.
Let's go to Martinsville, you hot dogs. Had to do it.
Yes, sir. We're going to Martinsville, get a hot dog. We'll probably get a couple. I like the hot dog. I'm a fan.
$2.
Is it $2?
Yes.
Ooh, I might have to have. I'm bringing a 10 spot with me for hot dogs. Tell you what, Chris. Until next time, race clean, race hard, and I'll see you on the track, buddy.